I think the issue of the discussion we need to have amongst ourselves, with ourselves, is the issue of what is personal responsibility versus what is a requirement of law. And what are you as an individual willing to do to protect yourself and those people around you? Would I be, if I lived on a desert island, would I necessarily want to have a COVID vaccine? I don't know. But if I was going to visit my 80-year-old mother, she's not in the nursing home, but if she was, would I, if vaccine was available, would I be responsible in going in there, visiting lots of older people without being vaccinated, if a vaccine was available to me? So I think we all have to ask ourselves those questions. And that's when you ask yourself those questions, you tend to come up with the right answers. And then you avoid questions about law and mandatory natures of vaccines. I think the other thing that Maria reflected to me earlier was, you know, the reality is most people want these vaccines. This is a massive potential victory for global health. People are demanding these vaccines. People want these vaccines. They want these vaccines to be rolled out carefully and safely. And Mariangela, Sumia, Kate and so many others, Anna Maria, working so hard here and around the world to ensure that process and give people the necessary reassurances. But the reality is the vaccine story is a good news story. It is the victory of human endeavour, potentially over a microbial adversary, as the DG has called it many, many times. And there's hope with that. And yes, we have to continue to bring people along on that journey, but I don't think we should necessarily focus on the negative aspects here. We need to convince people, and we need to persuade, and we need to dialogue on this issue. I'm not a great believer. I agree with Kate. There are specific circumstances in which governments may have to require specific mandates for vaccination. But I think all of us who work in public health would rather avoid that as a means of getting people vaccinated. I think we are much better served to present people with the data, present people with the benefits, and let people make up their own minds, obviously within reason, because there are certain circumstances, as I've alluded to, where I would believe that it would be the only responsible thing would be to be vaccinated in future when the vaccine is fully available.